Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Welcome to our Gemini Elixir Rite for 2021, hosted by Leaping Laughter OTO in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm Scott Stenwick, your host for these Elixir Rites and for the Ritual Night Talks that we have been doing on Tuesday evenings here. Now on YouTube, previously on Facebook Live. YouTube seems to be working well, so we're going to be continuing with that. Now, before I say anything else, give you a little bit of time to get ready here for the ritual. You should have a cup of wine, juice, water, some kind of beverage that you'll be drinking at the appropriate point in the ritual. Okay, so go ahead and make sure you have that ready, or if you got that ready, that's great. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing here and what we're doing tonight. Okay, so apparently like my content creator YouTube thing, this is like what, I think the 5th one I've done or something like that. Apparently I haven't told everybody to subscribe to our channel, so you should do that. There's like a subscribe button on the video, and if you like these videos, you want to see more of them, go ahead and subscribe, and then it'll come up in your subscriptions and you'll be able to refer back to it easily in your YouTube app. You can watch on your television. Whatever you want to do, okay? So subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying these presentations from Leaping Laughter OTO. The next thing I'm going to talk about is tonight is the sign Gemini. So the sun is in Gemini. Gemini has a couple of powers, and the first power of Gemini is the power of being in 2 or more places at the same time, and the second one is prophecy. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, last year, when we were going into the COVID epidemic, like right at the beginning of the Thelemic New Year, I noted that if you follow the schema that divides the years up successively to the tarot trumps and starting over again and so on from 1904, that last year would have been the, and somebody said in the comment, you can press the little icon there to get notifications. That's good too. Make sure you do that. Take advantage of all the YouTube features that we have here. So thank you for that. That's a good point to make. Now, the last Thelemic year, broken out by the tarot trumps, like I was saying, actually was attributed to the lovers. That is Gemini, okay? And so it's kind of ironic, or, maybe it's magically synchronistic, right? That this year, where all of a sudden everybody is doing all this work remotely and this kind of stuff, is ruled by the lovers, which is Gemini, which is the power of being in 2 or more places at the same time. So, it's kind of what we're doing, with Zoom here, right? Or here on YouTube, you're viewing me where you are, I'm where I am. And certainly in the Middle Ages, this would be, pretty powerful magic here that, I'm able to transmit and folks are able to receive it. And in effect, I could be, doing this ritual in multiple places. Okay. So the other meaning of that, though, outside of that mundane interpretation, is that I look at this power of Gemini as being related to being proficient in doing work on the astral plane. So this idea, if you're going to develop your ability to travel in the spirit vision, interact with spirits, have out of body type experiences, which you don't actually leave your body. It's like your consciousness connects to some different reality where you can interact with spirits and so forth, is really kind of more how that works. But the point being that you really are in 2 or more places at the same time. If you're in meditation doing spirit vision, okay, you are still where you are in meditation, but your consciousness is also out there interacting with spirits of, the realm that you happen to be exploring. So, if you were exploring the realm of Gemini, it would be, the angel of Gemini and other related spirits and so on, like what we do in path working and rituals of that sort. So that's power number 1. Power number 2 is the power of prophecy. So prophecy has 2 meanings. Okay. So the first more basic one is prophecy is essentially what we in psychic research, what people call precognition. It's the ability to see into the future or get flashes of things that are going to happen in the future. Okay, and this was the real test of the prophets of old. If you read, there was one of our readings on Christ and Antichrist by Hippolytus during the office of the reading. He says, well, if a prophet is true, what they predict comes to pass. If it doesn't come to pass, it means they're a false prophet. Okay, so effective prophecy does involve seeing into the future, and it involves somehow, by some paranormal means, knowing what is coming or what is going to happen. Now, the other meaning is more mystical, and it's this idea of prophetic consciousness as, in effect, union with God. Okay, so the prophets, there are actually two things going on with the prophets of our tradition, where God would choose them, God would speak to them. Most of the time, it's these heroes during interviews. Oh God, why'd you pick me? I'm like a schlub or whatever, right? And then finally, the person would accept it, and so they would accept this kind of union with God that would make them a prophet. And so the outward manifestation of that is then the prophet would deliver messages from God to the rulers or to the people, and would also predict what was going to come to pass. So there really are kind of two pieces to prophecy. There's the precognitive piece, and there's also this mystical prophetic consciousness, which is a big part of it as well. So powers that you could do practically for your life. Okay, certainly intents for this ritual, and what we will do with that, as with the other rituals, is there will be a point in the ritual, and why you have that cup of wine or juice or water is that there's a point in the ritual where you're going to take that cup and you're going to formulate your intent, and then you're going to take a drink from the cup without emptying the cup, because you're also going to make an offering at the end of what remains in the cup. And so intents you can formulate are, I want to be better at astral projection. I want to be better at communicating with spirits in the spirit vision. And so those are some ideas for the power of being more than one place at a time. For prophecy, I want to increase my mystical apprehension of the divine. I want to gain a greater sense of precognition. That is, I want to know what's coming and what's going to happen accurately in my life. Okay, so that one there is a practical one. Some other practical ones that might be relevant to the current situation that we have. So remember, okay, zooming videos, stuff like that, is the power of being in more than one place at a time. And so, all right, let's say you're a YouTube content creator. I want more people to view my YouTube videos. That would probably work. Okay. Likewise, I want to come off as really erudite on the Zoom calls I do for work. There's a real, exoteric one, like we were talking about last week with exotericism, a really simple, practical thing that you can use magic for. Okay. Another one is keep me from getting so stressed out on Zoom calls. And that's a thing. When you're sitting on Zoom calls for hours, right? You got meetings and all this stuff. Boy, that can be stressful. So mediating that stress, again, you are increasing your ability to function in more than one place at a time. Finally, I just want to make a note. The latest Mercury retrograde that we had is actually in Gemini. Okay, so Gemini is a sign ruled by Mercury. And because there's an affinity there, another thing that you might want to try that might work, depending, is that you could use an intent from this ritual to mediate or neutralize any negative effects from that retrograde. And because Mercury is in Gemini, and Gemini is the sign Mercury rules, there's a natural affinity there with the sign that you might be able to do something like that. Personally, I actually have a natal retrograde in my chart, and it seems like Mercury retrogrades don't do much to me. But that may not be the case for you. So if it's something where, if you're the sort of person who, however your chart is, you tend to run into a lot of problems from that, that might be something that you could also do as an intent that would be related to Gemini. And because Mercury is in its rulership in Gemini, that would be appropriate. So with that, I think I am going to get started here. One last note, I do have the ritual link, which is a script. If you want to follow along with that, you don't necessarily have to do that, but you could look at that. It's in the video. And I also have the donation link to Leaping Laughter. If you want to make a donation, no donation is too small. All donations are appreciated to Leaping Laughter OTO, and they help support our operations as we continue on with these streaming events. And so you can go ahead and donate there. One thing, you can do a one-time donation. That's what the first button on the page is when you go to the donation and dues page. You do not have to create some kind of recurring monthly thing. This isn't necessarily like a Patreon, but you can just go ahead and do a one-time donation of any amount via PayPal with that first link that is on the page. And I mentioned that a couple of people have had questions about it in the last couple of months, and just want to make it clear that, we're not saying, oh, you don't have to donate, $10 a month to Leaping Laughter. We'd love it if you did, but you don't have to. You can just go ahead and make, small donation, $5, even $1. Everything is appreciated, and no donation is too small. So now I'm going to get going with the ritual. And so make sure you have your cup ready, filled with the beverage of your choice. For most of the ritual, you can just kind of focus on what I'm doing here in the ritual. Just like hold your cup, just kind of like this kind of a thing. And just focus on the energies being conjured. And you'll be able to, at the appointed time, I will let you know that, this is the time to go ahead and formulate your intent. Take a drink. I will be doing it as well, so you'll see me do it on the video. So that, I think, is everything you need to know. And so with that, I'm going to get going with the Gemini Elixir Rite. Belastion Peda. Atamakut. Vengamra Vengamra. Leilamamen. Yai. Before me, Raphael. Behind me, Gabriel. On my right hand, Michael. On my left hand, Oriel. For about me flames the pentagram, and in the column stands the six-rayed star. Atam Malkut. Vegamara Vegerula. Leilamamen. We take refuge in Nuit, the blue-lidded daughter of sunset, the naked brilliance of the voluptuous night sky, as we issue the call to the awakened nature of all beings, for every man and every woman is a star. Makashana. We take refuge in Hadit, the secret flame that burns in every heart of man and in the core of every star, as we issue the call to our own awakened nature, rousing the coiled serpent about to spring. Amrahadabra. We take refuge in Heru Raha, who wields the wand of double power, the wand of the force of Kofnia, but whose left hand is empty, for he is crushed in the universe and naught remains. We unite our awakened natures with those of all beings everywhere and everywhen, dissolving all obstacles and healing all suffering. For pure will, unassuaged of purpose, delivered of the lust of result, is every way perfect. All is pure and present and has always been so. For existence is pure joy. All the sorrows are but as shadows. They pass and are done. But there is that which remains. To this realization we commit ourselves, pure and total present. So mote it be. Ironai, Yadrashnonian, Isis, nature, the fullness of earth. Horus, volition, the triumph of Sol. Set, guardian, load of the threshold. Tahuti, perfection, uniting them all. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Abrahadabra. Isis in fullness, Horus triumphant, Set the liminal, Tahuti Nater Nataru. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Makashana, the linking of earth with the stars. Ararita, 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 Ararita. Ararita, Ararita, Ararita. Ironai, Yadrashnunyan, Isis, nature, the fullness of earth. Horus, volition, the triumph of Sol. Set, guardian, lord of the threshold. Tahuti, perfection, uniting them all. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Abrahadabra. Isis in fullness, Horus triumphant, Set the liminal, Tahuti Nater Nataru. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Makashana, the linking of earth with the stars. In my breast I carry the mark of the living God. I adore thee, thou light of the world. I adore thee, thou light of the Grail. I ask nothing from thee, for I am become thee. I and thee are one in the perfection of the mystery of life. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like crystal, and in the center and all around the throne 4 living creatures full of eyes in front and behind. Without stopping day or night, they were saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was, who is, and who is coming. Holy art thou, who art universe. Holy art thou, who art in nature formed. Holy art thou, the vast and the mighty, source of darkness, source of light. Lord Almighty and all-powerful, hear our prayers. Command thy holy angels above the fixed stars to be assisting and aiding of thy people, that we may command all spirits of the air, fire, water, earth, heaven, and hell, so that they may tend to the glory of God and man. Ararita Yavhe Ararita Yavhe Ararita Yavhe Ararita Yavhe. O thou throbbing music of life and death, thou rhythmic harmony of the world, yea, as I listen to the echo of thy voice, my rapture is but as the whisper of the wings of a butterfly. O my God, thou mighty one, thou creator of all things, I renounce unto thee the soft-lipped joys of life and the honey sweets of the world and all the subtleties of the flesh, so that I may be feasted on the fire of thy passion and be consumed in the unutterable joy of thine everlasting rapture. O thou consuming eye of everlasting light, set as a pearl betwixt the lids of night and day, I swear to thee by the formless void of the abyss to lap the galaxies of night in darkness and blow the meteors like bubbles into the frothing jaws of the sun. O thou sovereign mother of the breath of being, the milk of whose breast is as the fountain of love, twin jets of fire upon the blue bosom of night, I know thee. O thou virgin of the moonlit glades, who fondleth us as a drop of dew in thy lap, ever watchful over the cradle of our fate. O glory be to thee, O God, my God, for I behold thee in the weeping of the flying clouds. Thou hast swelled therewith the blue breasts of the milky rivers, so that they may roll forth the glory of thy name. O thou mighty God, make me as a black eunuch of song, that is twin-voiced yet dumb in either tongue. I beseech thee, O thou great God, that I may hush my melody in thy silence and swell into the sweet ecstasy of the song, O thou God, my God. O thou dread arbiter of all men, the hem of whose broidered skirt crimsoneth the white battlements of space, bear me in the starry nipple of thy breast, so that the milk of thy love may nurture me to the lustiness of thy virginity. O thou God of the nothingness of all things, thou who art neither the starry eyes of heaven, nor the forehead of the crowned morning, O thou who art not perceived by the powers of the mind, nor grasped by the fingers of silence or speech, I deny thee by the powers of mine understanding. Robe me in the unity of thy might, and speed me into the blindness of thine all-pervading nothingness, for thou art all, and none of these in the fullness of thy not being. But I rejoice in thee, O thou, my God, thou unimperiled flight of joyous laughter, thou eunuch glaive-armed before joy's veil, thou dreadful, insatiable one. Yea, I rejoice in thee, thou lofty gathering point of bliss, O thou bridal bed of murmuring rapture. I rejoice, yea, I shout with gladness, till I tangle the black tresses of the storm, and lash the tempest into a green foam of twining basilisks in the glory and splendor of thy name. O my God, entreat me gently and be merciful unto me as I humble myself before thee. For all my toil is but as a threadless shuttle of steel, thrust here and there in the black loom of night. Woe, O woe unto me, my God, woe unto me! For all the hope of my heart hath been ravished as the body of a virgin that is fallen into the hands of riotous robbers. Yet in the outrage of mine innocence do I disclose the clear manna of thy purity. Oh, what art thou, O God, my God, thou forked tongue of the purple-throated thunder? O thou silver sword of lightning, thou who rippest out the fire bolt from the storm cloud, as a sorcerer teareth the heart from a black kid. Oh, how can I possess thee as the dome of the skies, so that I may fix the keystone of my reason in the arch of thy forehead? O thou unity of all things, as the sun that rolleth through the 12 mansions of the sky, so art thou, O God, my God. I cannot slay thee, for thou art everywhere. Lo, though I lick up the boundless light, the boundless and the not, there still shall I find thee, thou unity of unities, Thou oneness, O thou perfect nothingness of bliss. O glorious and mighty Ambriel, you who command and rule over the spirits of Teonim, behold me, and in the name of the same your God, the transformative and aerial Yahweh, attend and appear before us in this circle of art. Full powers and wonders of the sign of Gemini do we rightly desire. Enlighten our understanding, encourage our hearts, and manifest unto us now as we partake of your spiritual realm. Embryo, 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 embryo. You are holy, and your name is holy. You are exalted, and your name is exalted. You are mighty, and your name is mighty. You are strong, and your name is strong. You are honored, and your name is honored. You are true, and your name is true. You are ancient, and your name is ancient. You are blessed, and your name is blessed. You are chosen, and your name is chosen. You are great, and your name is great. You are praised, and your name is praised. You are power, and your name is power. Gloria Patri et Matri et Filio, et Filia et Spiritus Sancto externo, et Spiritus Sancto interno, uderat est in seculo, seculorum, sex in uno per nomen septem in uno, arita. O transformative and aerial Yahweh, to thee we present this talisman of our magical will. We ask thee, O One, to receive this body of our right into the light of thy presence. As we proceed in making this elixir of Gemini, charging it with the creative energies of Teonim, we shall achieve a true alchemical ferment, mighty in Yetzirah and vitalized by thy blessing. In partaking of this mystery, let there be unto us vitality of soul, increase of sight, true gnosis, and complete manifestation of the wonders of thy sphere. Creature of wine, who art established in the sphere of Gemini, by the vital force of my breath, I enliven thee to perfect this work of holy magic the realm of Teonium. Yahel. 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 Behold the elixir of Gemini. For all and for each it is prepared. Let each and all receive its magic virtue. So now at this point, you're going to take a moment to formulate your intent for the ritual. Once you have that intent fixed in your mind, take a drink from your cup and remember not to drain the cup completely, because immediately after this, we are going to be offering what remains in the cup to Ambriel, the angel, to help accomplish our various intents. Glorious and mighty Ambriel, we make this offering unto you that it may nourish and fortify you as you attend to your appointed tasks. Be the ferment of our spiritual alchemy, mighty in the crucible of our souls. So mote it be. O thou Ambriel, praise and honor be unto thee for the splendor of thine office and the majesty of thy being, and the blessing of God and mine, the transformative and aerial, Yahweh, because thou hast diligently answered unto our demands, and hast been very ready and willing to come at our call. We do here license thee to depart unto thy proper place by the name Yahweh, without causing harm or danger unto man or beast. Depart then, I say, and be thou very ready to come at our call, being duly exercised and conjured by these sacred rites of magic. We charge thee to withdraw peaceably and quietly, and that the peace of the Almighty, eternal, true, and living God be ever continued between us. Amen. So mote it be. May life, light, love, and liberty be extended universally to all under the regency of the one law of Thelema. May all attain the stone of the wise, the summum bonum, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. May the benefit of this act and all acts be dedicated unto the complete liberation and supreme enlightenment of all beings everywhere, pervading space and time. So mote it be. May the benefits of practice, ours and others, come to fruition ultimately and immediately, and we remain in a state of presence. Atamalkut, Vegamara, Vegadula, Leolam, Amen. I now declare this temple duly closed. Now, as far as your offering, what you left in the cup, there's a couple of things you can do with it. What I'm going to do, is what I usually do here, is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take my Gemini table of art that we use in this operation, and I'm going to set it right over here on the altar. And I'm just going to put the cup right in the center of it. You can take the cup, you can set it on your altar in some particular space to allow the remains of the elixir to evaporate. And this is an offering which nourishes and fortifies the angel going about accomplishing your task. You can also, if you don't want to let it sit around, you can also go ahead and dispose of it pretty much anywhere outside, just making sure that, this is dedicated to the angel Ambriel, is the angel name, and just you can pour it out in a garden, someplace where there's plants, and really anywhere nice. The thing is that you just don't want to drink it because you've offered it to the angel. So you want to either allow it to naturally evaporate or, pour it out in some fashion, preferably outdoors where the spirits can partake of it. So with that, I think I'm going to be wrapping up here. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for being here live. And take a look at the donation link. If you'd like to make a donation, that's great. Don't have to. Just want to mention that one more time at the end here. And other than that, have a great rest of the evening. Love is the law. Love under will.